Well, here we go. Working on the Exmark. It is cold out today, and as you guys know, my garage is packed full of stuff. And I really don't, I don't have the setup for heat in here that I want. Next year, I'm putting a wood burner in here. Well, this year, over the summer. It's going to go over there where all that mess is, all them shelves. I'm going to tear all them out of there. It's going to go there, pipe out the side. And I may even duck it into the house. I'm not sure yet. I think that's probably what I'm going to do. But anyway, so now I got this little bad boy going. See that? Mr. Heater. 38,000 BTU. Plug an extension cord into it for the fan to work. It runs off of propane. And bam. That thing kicks out massive heat. It was like 31 degrees in here. And within 20 minutes, I am now at 58. So it's pretty massive. That thing puts out serious heat. I heated my buddy's 3.5 car garage. I heated with that thing, no problem. Just that little heater. The thing was like 60 bucks at value. I bought it a few years ago. But anyway, side note, if you run one of those, make sure you have some kind of draft. They suck a lot of oxygen out of the air. So, as you can tell, I got some draft up along there. My garage door, there's a little gap down along there. My garage door doesn't seal as tight as I want it to, so it's really no big deal. But anyway, here is the Exmark Vantage, okay? This is the 36 that I was having issues with, and I'll show you what I mean. This is just the back flap, okay? The pad that comes up, all they do, they're the same on all the 36s. They just go right up here on these nubs. These slide into them. And there's a hole there, and it just takes a cotter pin down through each side. You pop the pins out, and these things are in the hooks. You slide them back in, and it hooks up over. I don't know if you can see it. See, this is the hook. And then this whole thing flops down. You can get in here. But anyway, I'm trying to shine some light in there. See that safety switch right there? That is one of the plunger switches. That's the one for the parking brake. And let's see if I can... The flashlight keeps crapping out. There is another one. You see that one there? That one. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to try to get the light in here so it still shines some light up in there, if I can. Let's see if I can wedge it in there somehow. See if I can get you a view. Now I'm going to use that control lever. See, it goes out. That's when you hold it in. When the blades are engaged, okay? And now when you fall off the mower or something, if you just let go of that, it pushes that plunger right back in and shuts the blades down, okay? There's usually a whole, like I mentioned yesterday's video, there's a few of them. This is the lever I was talking about. In, it lets that plunger out, let that out, pushes that plunger back in, okay? So that's what I was talking about with the safety relays on these things. So that one there is the one that I thought may be causing the issue, and the reason being, let me show you guys something real quick. See these right here? These are your two levers that go to your two controls up here, and you can adjust these if you want the mower to go faster or slower. It's a quick adjust for them. Works great, in case any of you guys are wondering. But anyway, so there is the main fuse block for this mower, and it shows what they are right there. There's nothing in the top one. Second one down is the PTO. Third one down is for charge, and the bottom one is the main. I pulled them out. All the fuses are good. I made sure they were clean, and I put them back together. That switch there, that's the one that I think may be causing the issue. I'm not positive, okay? But anyway, I pulled that apart and I cleaned the terminals because they were messed up. Put some dielectric grease on them and put them back together. But here's where I think may be another issue. Now that right there is your voltage regulator, okay? Now, those two plugs were rusty as hell, packed with grass, dirt, grime, all kinds of crap. So I pulled both them plugs off. I cleaned out the inside of the plugs. I cleaned all three of those terminals. I put dielectric grease on them, and I put it back together. So I think that may be part of the issue. I'm not positive. That will, if your voltage regulator is not working right and it's not setting the right amount of voltage to certain areas of the motor, or for everything, for anything you're running on it, when I push some controls forward, I'm using the wheel motors, the hydro pumps, I'm putting a lot more strain on that engine. If it's not getting the proper voltage, it will cause it to die down. Is there a 100% chance that that's it? No. No, there's not. So I'm just trying different things out here, messing with certain things. I just did all that because that's all quick, easy stuff. And I will pull it out of the garage here in a minute and mess around with it, drive it around a little bit, see if it's still causing a problem. If it is, then I know I have to go from there. That switch for the brake that I cleaned up and put back together, I'm not positive that switch isn't bad. I didn't put a continuity tester on it yet, which I will do. But this is just stupid little stuff I'm messing with. A couple people commented yesterday, don't disconnect the safeties, don't disconnect safeties. Listen, I'm not an idiot, okay? I've been in this industry for, well, almost 19 years now. As you guys know, this is my 5th year on my own, but I've been in this industry for a long time. I've run all these mowers, all this different equipment. I've worked on them all, so I know it's not a smart thing to do. I know it's not safe. On and on and on and on. I get it, okay? I'm not an idiot. I understand. But I mentioned it in the video because in a quick fix, like I mentioned in the video, where I was out mowing and I had an issue, I had to do it to finish what I was doing, and I got through it. You know, there's just, right now, last year was my first year solo without any employees, but when you're solo and you're pushing 74 lawns a week and you're not mowing those city cookie cutter houses, you're mowing, your average property is a ½ acre and some properties are up to 4 acres. Downtime isn't an option, okay? It doesn't happen. If I had to jump or a safety switch to get me through 2 lawns to get home, then that's what I had to do, and that's what I was trying to explain in my video yesterday. So anyway, back to this issue. So I'm gonna mess around with this and see what happens, see if the problem's still there. Showed you guys on there what I meant by when the blades are engaged, you let go, how the blades will shut down. It was a little delayed. Usually it shuts down faster, but you heard that the blades shut down. I hope you could hear that in the video. But then I just pulled this back in, I pushed the PTO back in, and then pulled the PTO back out while holding this in, and the blades came right back on. So I went up and down the driveway a whole bunch of times, and it didn't happen. Like I said, I hope you guys could hear that and you could tell. So it definitely didn't cut out. So I don't know. Like I said, it did it one time when I went out there, and then it was perfectly fine after that. So I don't know. Hopefully whatever I fixed on there just took a second to kick in or whatever. and maybe that was it. I guess the true way to tell is once I start mowing with it this year. We'll see if it happens, and if it does, then I'll go from there. But if not, hopefully the problem is fixed. This is what I meant, okay? You pull these out, and then you slide the plastic in, and these just unhook from there. And on both sides, and then this whole thing comes down to get to all them controls. But for any of you guys that don't know, this is the deck settings for these Exmark Vantages. You just turn this pin, and you pull it out, and it's got that little nub on it, which lines up with the nubs on here on each one of the holes. You stick it in wherever you want it to be, and then you lift up on this, push it over, and drop it down, and the deck goes right down. But anyway, so that's it. I hope this solves the problem. And I've looked all over. I've searched the internet and I've searched YouTube trying to find somebody that's had a similar, trying to find somebody that's had a similar problem. I've looked for under the Exmark Vantages and the Toro, the grandstands, because other than different markings on them, they're pretty much the same identical mower. All the parts are even interchangeable on them. So I looked all over and I haven't found anyone that's had this problem, which seems really odd to me. You would think somebody somewhere has had it. Maybe they just didn't make a video. So I don't know. I hope this solved it. If any of you guys have had this problem, I don't know. Let me know. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Or if you had this problem and you got it fixed. I'm not the type to just throw money at things. I want to find the problem and fix what's wrong. I don't want to throw a bunch of money and parts at it and still have the same problem. But you guys know, and you guys have been following me for a long time, I fix all my own stuff. I fabricate all my own stuff. It's very rare that my stuff goes to a shop. I mentioned yesterday's video, I sent this to my buddy's shop to do the engine, and that's because he has all the specs on that. That's what he does. I didn't have the time when it went there. And it's just quicker and easier for him to just do it. So that's why he did that. But other than that, pretty much everything I fix on my own. You guys know that. So other than the stuff that I already mentioned, that I already tried, if you have any other ideas, feel free to leave them in the comments. But as always, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for following along, and please share my videos. If you like it, share it. The more they get out, the more people can see them, and the more I may be able to help somebody else. So, oh, I went to bed last night. I had 1,991 subscribers or something. I woke up this morning, I had like 2,007. So, woohoo, I hit that 2,000 mark. That's pretty cool. But, yeah, so that's it for this one. Thanks again.